Well, hello there, everybody. MTiller2006 here. Gosh, it's been so long since I've been active here on YouTube, hasn't it? You know, ever since I uploaded that final game show project of Press Your Luck, I've just been wondering, am I ever going to come back? Well, I am back, but as a gamer. I want to remind you people, to those who actually once followed me, or do follow me here on YouTube, I did gaming videos from time to time, like custom storylines through the story creator of WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, the disc of which I have lost for some reason. But 9 months of inactivity is too long. I'm back in gaming, and I'm starting out with a big race in the newly released F1 2016, which has been out for just a little over a month now. And to start things off, I'm going to start it out big. I will be racing as last year's Drivers' Champion, Lewis Hamilton of the Mercedes AMG team, and will put in a 100% race at his home track in Britain, the Silverstone circuit. Our opening commentary comes from David Croft. Hey, Crofty!
Well, hello and welcome to a very special race here today. We have some marvellous machines down on the grid that in just a few moments will be accelerating up to some really high speeds indeed to compete for a prestigious Grand Prix victory. So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Nico Rosberg is on pole position today after coming out on top of a difficult qualifying, edging out Raikkonen, who'll start P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Bottas, Massa, Kvyat, Hamilton and Roman Grosjean, Sainz, Button, Fernando Alonso and Perez, Hülkenberg, Gutierrez, Marcus Ericsson and Jolyon Palmer, Nasser and Magnussen, Pascal Wehrlein and Rio Haryanto completes the grid.
Right, thank you, Crofty. But before we go to lights out and our formation lap, you know it's going to be a 100% race here at Britain. It's going to be 52 laps worth of race. But for those who may be unfamiliar with the track, here was the qualifying lap that I set with Lewis Hamilton, so that way you can get a feel of the course. Silverstone starts out at the starting line and then turns right at Abbey Corner, then curves straight through the farm curve, then it's a tight right turn at the Village Corner. This is where speed consideration first comes into play, along with its following corner, the Loop. The speed then picks up at AINTREE and the first DRS zone of the track at the Wellington Straight. Huge speed straight, this one. Then you turn left at Brooklands and then a massive 180-degree turn at turn 7 that is named Luffield. Past Luffield, you turn right at a moderate curve through Woodcote. At this point, you pass through what used to be the starting straight until the redesigning of the track. At turn 9, you turn right into COPSE. After a small straight, you drive through MAGGOTTS, and then more speed consideration must be taken at BECKETTS due to its snake design. Coming past that, you come into Chapel, and this is where legendary F1 commentator Murray Walker said you get an accumulated 9G loading. When you pass Chapel, you come upon the second DRS zone at the Hangar Straight going underneath the bridge. After that, you slow down and turn right into Stowe Corner. Going down a hill, you head straight through the Vale, which today is where our racers take the pit entrance. Racers who don't pit make a sharp left and make 2 turns through Club Corner, and that's where the starting grid is now.
Further back than we'd like, but don't worry about it. Just means more fun for us tomorrow.
Alright, so you know the track, you know the length, now it's time to get it underway. This is what many would call a parade lap, but it's formally called a formation lap.
Clutch in and build some revs.
Oh, it looks like we had an anti-stall there.
Anti-stall, anti-stall. Let's repeat the start procedure to get going again.
Okay, it's all taken care of and it's around the track we go. This is a change that Codemasters brought to F1 2016, and I gotta tell you this, the formation lap is necessary for racers to get the feel of the track, but more importantly to bring temperature into the tires and the brakes. That's why you see a lot of swerving every now and again. I recall back in 2015, Lewis Hamilton said that there was little grip on Silverstone, and both he and his teammate Nico Rosberg got odd starts for their cars, which allowed the two Williams cars drove by Felipe Massa and Valtteri Bottas to pass them up. Still, Hamilton and Rosberg came back and won after miscommunications in the Williams team, and of course, rainy weather. It's great that we get the feel of this formation lap now, that way we can try and get the tires and brakes up to temp and use that to our advantage. But just to let you know, I'm not going to bore you all with the full formation lap, nor am I going to have the full race in this video. I'm just going to include highlights of the race and try and keep this video as entertaining as possible, and I hope you like that. If you guys want the full race, then just go ahead and let me know for all future references. So now, let's fast forward and go to the end of the formation lap and listen to Jeff's instructions as we reform on the grid.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
And with the formation lap all said and done, can Lewis Hamilton make up ground on his home turf? In the words of David Croft, it's lights out and away we go. Little wheel spin, but it's a nice regain. Lewis Hamilton is looking to take back the spot of what's rightfully his, as he is the biggest winner in the history of the British Grand Prix with 4 victories, counting the win from this year's season. But we fast forward to left field, right behind Felipe Massa of the Williams team. Slight bumps, so we continue on. Hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? What happened? There was some sort of collision.
The front wing is badly damaged. You've lost a lot of downforce on the car. Pit and we'll fit you a new front wing.
Massa's out and I've got wing damage. I gotta see what happened here. Let's see the replay. This was from the helicopter cam. Wait a second, I couldn't see that too well due to the infrastructure there. Let's put this side by side. Here's Massa on the left and Hamilton on the right. Okay, it looks like I was not centered on the track or the racing line and slightly pushed into Felipe Massa. Apparently I was trying to find the same piece of tarmac that Massa had found, so I take responsibility for that. Sorry, Felipe. We'll have to see what the stewards say for that one. Well, anyway, Massa's car suffered terminal damage and is out of the running now, as you may have seen the front left tire lock up on his car, unlike what happened to me, as I was able to recover and get back on the track. Coming in, a new addition that tests your speed as you come into the pit lane is this marker. If you pass the marker with the higher suggested speed, you get penalized. I bumped into that marker, but no one got hurt, thank goodness. But this collision nonetheless has caused me to lose my front wing. I have absolutely no choice but to pit and get it replaced. I will admit it right now, I'm not driving with a steering wheel controller, but I am driving with an Xbox type controller that plugs into the PC, as this video was recorded from the computer. More information on that in just a moment. Let's watch this pit stop.
Go, go, go.
Okay, so the front wing has been successfully replaced and I am now on the medium tires. All in all, the pit stop was 9.1 seconds, which was understandable due to the front wing having to be replaced. While I'm leaving this pit lane, I will verify this race is taking place at sunset, and there are weather options for those who like custom games and races like this one. I love the sunset graphics though, I must admit.
Okay, 2 stops left now. 2 stops.
Alright, so we passed the safety car and our engineer says we have 2 more laps on the strategy, but we have got a lot of catching up to do as the car in front of us is actually, wow, look at that. The car I speak of is heading to COPSE and he has a huge gap over me, so it's time to slam down on that accelerator and make a break for it. In addition, just before the race I added some more fuel to use just in case something like this happens. It may not be wise to add more fuel, but it's best to be prepared just in case you have to go with the rich fuel mix, which I checked to verify on lap 6. though I nearly radioed Jeff. Like I said, I'm not going to bore you all with a full race, though that may change if you guys would like to see a full race without being edited and such, but I have to start somewhere, you know. Gotta take that into account. We cut to lap 7 as I weave through MAGGOTTS and BECKETTS heading to Chapel, and you can see a slight indication of a cloud coming in. I just hope we don't get washed out, recalling the rain that the 2015 and 2016 British Grand Prix had, and Team Radio.
Come on, mate, you can do it. It's been a tough race, but I know you're capable of getting more out of that car today. Dig deep. Give us the best of your talent.
Jeff's got faith in me, but I'm still a ways back. Looking at the map as I cross over the Vale, Kevin Magnussen of the Renault team is the one in front of me, and you can see him cross over the loop and heading to AINTREE. We still got a ways to go here. Alright, so we fast forward to the end of lap 9 and we have a Team Radio transmission.
Magnussen could be due to pit within the next couple of laps.
Well, with the softs still on the other cars, it's academic that they'll pit soon, and I'm not just referring to Magnussen, but everyone else as well. But at the same time, I have to think about these medium tires that I'm on. They last longer than the softs do, but I've been on them ever since the second lap of the race, so we need to start thinking about them and taking them into account pretty soon. Okay, so we advance to lap 13 of the race, and Team Radio.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
Strategy change? Well, let's look. Wait a minute! Jensen Button's out of the race! Roll the tape back, let's see what happened. I didn't see any smoke, so I would have to assume that it's a gearbox or an engine issue, something that's beyond McLaren's control, so that's all she wrote for Jensen Button then. I would have to wonder if that's enough for a virtual safety car or maybe a safety car to be deployed. We fast forward to the yellow flag zone and you can see Button's car there to the side. I feel bad for him, but that's 2 racers out and 20 to go. But as we come through MAGGOTTS and BECKETTS, I start to lose it just a little bit. I have to wonder if the grips are going to rubber heaven as these tires are almost 12 laps old. But wait a second, Team Raider here.
The car ahead has come in and fitted the soft tire.
Come in and fit it. Wait a minute. Zoom in on the map. Cars are pitting. Could this be a chance to overtake? I didn't realize this, but I passed Felipe Nasser of the Sauber team somewhere earlier, so I'm starting to get there. But the question is, can I get past these cars that are on their way to the pit lane? Rounding club now, starting the 14th lap. Coming to ABBEY. Yes, passed him up there. Here I come, everyone. I'm on the move now.
Arianto has just entered the pit. Arianto in the pits.
Jeff, lap 15 here. How are my tires looking?
Okay, our tyres are going to hit the cliff pretty soon. It may be prudent to do something about that before we completely destroy them.
See, exactly my point. The tires are wearing out and sooner or later I will need to swap them out, and that may put my comeback in a bit of jeopardy for a bit.
We're considering switching to
There's Harrianto right in front of us, and as we pass through Woodcote, we pass him up, but considering the distance and a few other things, I decided to go ahead with the alternate strategy and will pit earlier than anticipated.
Okay, copy that.
In fact, I decided to go ahead and pit the very next lap.
Complete, go now.
Fast pit time, but it does put me back in last place, which I'll work around. But coming to lap 19, the clouds are becoming more imminent as we turn around Stowe and head towards lap 20. I tell you what, these clouds look a bit nasty, so I have to wonder if there's rain in the surrounding vicinity. So as we come around club, we just continue on. Team Radio.
Our radar is showing that the light rain could be with us in as soon as 15 minutes time.
Oh, so we do have rain on the way. Okay. Well, I'll keep it in check. But as we continue with lap 20, I lose control going into MAGGOTTS and BECKETTS, and due to unseen exceeding of the track limits for time purposes, I have received a 3-second penalty which will be applied when this race is over. Ah, bummer. But with the incoming rain, I go to the menu and have the intermediates put on at the next stop, so gotta think ahead there. And later on the same lap as we go through COPSE, we pass by Magnussen, but got to get strongly ahead. Oh wait, not yet ahead of him. It's a fight through Maggots going into BECKETTS. Oh, Magnussen bumps into me, and, well, that's a tough break. Wait a second, I get a warning for the collision? Why? Let me see that on replay. Yeah, he bumped into me. It should have been him that got the penalty. Oh. Oh, now, oh gosh, looks can be so deceiving. I don't know what the call is on that, but me getting the warning, it may be fair to say that both of us are at equal fault for that. Let's leave that to race director Charlie Whiting. Meanwhile, trying to pass up Manners' Pascal Wehrlein here. Teammate is in the pit, so I can't pit just yet, but there, very good pass with the DRS as we head into Brooklands. Alright, lap 24. I exceeded more track limits off camera since the rain may be starting to come down and I'm on those slick softs, but the track is still not damp enough for those intermediates yet as there's no standing water, and I can't tell if it's raining or not. Trying to pass Manners' rear Harry-Anto and Sauber's Felipe Nasser, but I have DRS going into the Wellington straight. Can I use it to my advantage?
Nico is just peeling off into the pits now. He's in the pits.
Jeff, are you sure that he pitted? I don't see anybody on the map in the pits. Must be an old message. Well, I passed Harry-Anto, but not enough to overtake Nasser as of yet. Gotta keep an eye on it, though. Oh, we get close to him as we go through COPSE. I go for the overtake, but knowing my history with MAGGOTTS and BECKETTS, I decide to hold steady. But I know I will have DRS on Nasser, as I am within 1 second of him passing that DRS detection zone, which is that green dot you see on the map. The yellow dot is the speed trap. Okay, here we go! Yes! Successful overtake. Very well done. Lap 25, we're right behind Jolyon Palmer. I have already decided to try a new strategy involving intermediates when this little tidbit comes from Jeff.
Okay, we don't think we're far away from some rain. I'll keep you updated as the conditions change.
The rain is knocking on the door and fast forwarding to lap 27. I am past Palmer, but the rain is becoming imminent as you can see it splash off the cameras. We weave through MAGGOTTS and BECKETTS. It's inevitable, and you can see the green pit light on my dashboard. It is time to pit. The DRS has been disabled, which is understandable due to the wet conditions. Rightfully so, as we apply the intermediate tires, and as we head out, you do see the rain even more so. And as I leave the pit, there's Palmer going in for his intermediates, so wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. I may be out of sync here. Sorry about that. Let me recalibrate here. Hold on. Alright, it sounds better now. Sorry about that, everyone. I do not know how long that was out of sync, but it should be fixed now. Let's pick up here at Stowe Corner at the final moments of lap 29. But again, I lose it, and for exceeding the track limits, I am penalized with another 3-second penalty, which means that 6 seconds will be added onto my clock come the end of the race. That really is not fair or what with the condition of the tires, because the rain is getting heavier, and that means the enters will have no function soon if it keeps going the way it is right now. But regardless, this means that if I'm going to keep positions, I have to stay ahead by at least 6 seconds.
Reports are that heavy rain will be arriving on track within 5 minutes' time.
Oh brother, the weather's going to get worse. Heavier rain coming in, and that will confirm that the intermediates will need to be put away come the next pit stop more than likely. But let's go ahead and get past Ericsson before anything else. Come on now, we can do this. Well, it took us until the end of Vale, but we got past him at long last, 14th place now, but got to get 6 seconds ahead of him to solidify that position, but let's try and get even higher now. Jumping to lap 32, we are now tagging behind Esteban Gutierrez of the Haas F1 team, which made waves at the Australian Grand Prix of 2016 by scoring points in its first ever race. For a mid-level team, that is impressive, so my hat's off to them. We've been following Gutierrez now for just about half a lap or so, managed to pass him going into Stowe Corner. Hold on tight everyone, could this be a sensational comeback despite the rain and the penalties? Just keep watching. We caught up to Nico Hulkenberg of the Force India team, and in lap 34 as the rain beats team radio here.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
I hope you're right, Jeff. These intermediates may not last much longer if the rain is going to get harder in this downpour. What you may not be seeing, everyone, I'm starting to slip and slide here, but let's see how much my engineer's intuition is right. Come lap 36, while heading down the hangar straight, I get this alert on my radio from Jeff.
We've seen a couple of moments from other cars in the last lap or so. The intermediates are definitely starting to struggle. Might be time to move on to the full wets.
Copy that, box me for wets.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
It's definitely time for the wet compound, but as I'm heading for the pit road, I lose control. I can't stay steady enough as the enters are starting to fail me. But the stewards don't take that so-called excuse, so I'm given a third 3-second penalty. That one I want to appeal so bad because I've literally lost it with all the standing water and the failing enters. Well, anyway, I get changed to the wets, and as I'm leaving, I look behind me and I see Nico Hulkenberg pitting for a change of wets. And with this weather, I don't blame him. And jumping a few seconds later as I'm about to pass the parked safety car, my teammate has just pitted for a set of wets, so I got to the pits just in time. Had I went in, I'd have to go for another lap, and who knows what would have happened. But in any case, now that I have a combined 9-second penalty that will be added to my clock after the race, the pressure is really on now. Nothing exciting about bringing the tires up to temperature, but as I'm heading through Club Corner, the yellow flag pops out in Sector 1 around ABBEY Corner and Farm Curve. Let's go to the replay and see what happened, shall we? Ooh, it was Fernando Alonso in whichever Renault racer that was. I'm not sure which Renault racer that Alonso collided with, but I know it was Alonso because Jenson Button retired earlier on in the race. The yellow flag was cleared while I was still there, but nothing too serious as Alonso was able to continue. Here's team radio.
We're seeing that the tyres are too hot. You need to cool them down. Find some standing water.
Which I will, and during the hangar straight here on lap 38, I checked to make sure I'm not on the rich fuel mix, but rather the standard, as Jeff had told me that I pretty much used the reserves trying to catch up to the field, so that's the story of that. We now go to lap 39 as we battle with Alonso at the end of Luffield, and I managed to overtake him at Woodcote. It's still a bit downhill from here as I lose control at COPSE Corner and trying to straighten myself out. Oh, all of a sudden there's a yellow flag. I'm sure Alonso is involved. Yes, he's out of the race. Have to watch and see what happened there. Oh gosh, Alonso, I am so sorry about that. Warning for the collision with Alonso. That's understandable and I'll accept it. Tough to watch him suffer a suspension issue when I lost control. But look what happens here. The map turns yellow, which can only mean...
Caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta.
The safety car has been deployed because Alonso's car got stuck there near the racing line in the track, so the safety car is understandably deployed. The safety car is indicated by the orange dot you see there on the map. Wait a minute! Hulkenberg just drove right through me! Like if I wasn't even there! Charlie, did you see that? Not fair. Absolutely not fair. Well, I will stick around to let you see what the grid looks like during the safety car period. You saw those flashing yellow lights, and they will stay flashing as long as the safety car remains out. Speaking of the safety car, on the next lap, I am allowed to pass it as I'm not leading this race. So I'm going to let you watch me overtake the safety car.
Overtake the safety car. You may overtake the safety car. It is waiting to pick up a leader.
I did overtake it with no problem, and I decided to use its pace to my advantage to try and catch up to the queue in front. Well, I'm not going to bore you with me trying to catch up to the queue, but using the instant replay, here's the queue at lap 44 as they head down the Wellington Straight, led by the safety car, which is being driven by Bernd Mailander, and he does a very good job making sure the cars go around the track safely in conditions like these.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Yes, the notification for Bernd to come back into the pits has been made, which means we'll be racing once again at the end of this lap. I will still be chatting with someone about Hulkenberg's overtake of me when the yellow flag was clearly out, and so on and so forth. There's the cue. Get ready for the green flag.
Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again.
Jeff confirms that we're racing once again in rainy weather at Silverstone. This could be the chance to earn some points, albeit we have to keep in mind the 9-second penalty after the race, so the pressure is on for the final laps here at the British Grand Prix. But just as we're racing once again, I get the yellow flag notification. Let's see what happened. Is that Hulkenberg? Looks like I got tapped. Ooh, I take that back. That was the Renault we were passing. That was Kevin Magnussen. Hulkenberg is out of control, but he's not out of it. We cut forward to lap 46 at Brooklands and heading to Luffield. It's Grosjean who is in 10th place, but he's ahead of Eric Team Radio.
These conditions don't look like they're shifting. We're predicting at least 20 minutes of heavy rainfall.
Oh man, the rain is going to stay pretty much the remainder of the race by the sound of that. Well, getting to what I was saying on the penalties, what with my 9-second assessment, if it wasn't for the rain, I'd probably have been black flagged. It's not easy, this being the first race for me on YouTube, but it's a learning process, only to get better, one hopes. I take time to get past them. Here's lap 47 as we head into ABBEY and then Farm Curve. Here comes the attempt. Yes! Yes! As we get into AINTREE, the attempt was successful, but the 1-point win is not set in stone. We'll have to see. As we come out of COPSE on the same lap, I'm right behind Kvyat, and this is getting set to be a real tight finish to say the least. But like I said, knowing my history with MAGGOTTS and BECKETTS, I stay put and plan to use the HANGAR straight to make my dues. Okay, let's see what happens here. Wait a minute! Did Kvyat slide off? Let's roll the tape back, see what happened. Whoa. Kvyat just stayed still while I went through the inside. It's just like, after you, sir. Wow, that's incredible! So as this race livens up, as I make progress by passing up Sergio Perez of the Force India, all of a sudden we see that Kimi Räikkönen is out of the race.
Okay, some information on Räikkönen. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Okay, stewards, let's see what happened here. Here's Raikkonen now. Engine blew. He lost that beloved Ferrari engine, and he was quite a strong runner in this race too. Can't help feel but sorry for Kimi there. But in effect, that puts us up to 7th place for the time being. Let's just see how it stands after the race. Here at Hangar Straight, we see Carlos Sainz and the Toro Rosso up ahead.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Jeff warning us that we have 5 laps of fuel left. That should just be enough to get us to the finish line.
That's P6, P6.
Our next target is the rookie, Max Verstappen of the Red Bull team, which he was transferred to before the Spanish Grand Prix, where he made headlines. Couldn't be any happier for him. But as we come through Farm Curve in lap 49, I don't know if you can see it, but the stewards have blue flags waving. That to me is a little strange because I don't see a car like the Manor or the Renault in front of me. So let's change to cockpit cam. Am I the recipient of those blue flags? Can't be too slow. I'm not flashing any lights at all, so no, I am not. It must be the car behind me, probably Gutierrez. I lapped him on the previous lap at the Vale, come to think of it. But as we come out of Luffield, the checkered flag is being waved. The time must have been squeezed due to that lengthy safety car period. Remember that the races are 2 hours in length, so we have to understand it from that perspective. So at COPSE, I changed to the rich fuel mix just for the fun of it and to see if I can gain any ground for my 9-second penalty that I will be given as soon as this race is over. Okay, I will now be quiet and let you watch the rest.
That's a disappointing result for sure, but we'll try to bounce back at the next one.
10th place. That includes the penalties, may I remind you. Oh man, what a try though.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
It's a heroic effort for any driver to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and had the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Nico Rosberg takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
It's got to be Rio Haryanto. He was in another league for me today. Really impressive stuff.
After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Well, thank you very much, David Croft and Anthony Davidson. Hope you two enjoyed the race. I tell you what, though, ladies and gentlemen, that is something that was pulled right out of a hat. After that major collision early on in the race with Felipe Massa of the Williams team, I thought that coming back would be an absolute impossibility. The only thing that could help with the comebacks was if the safety car was deployed, and by golly, it was. I could not catch up to the queue, but thanks to the slow pace of the safety car, the race was tightened. But knowing that I had numerous warnings and was assessed an overall 9-second penalty, I knew that it wouldn't be a first-place finish for me. The one thing that concerns me, however, Nico Hulkenberg passed me up during the safety car period, and also, he drove right through me, like if he was a ghost car in a time trial. I tried to rightfully regain it back, but it just didn't happen. I also want to tell you all this. I do not know if it's internet reception or if it's the power of my computer, but as I record my gaming, the playing of the game is slowed down, which makes it lag, which makes the responding of the controller seem just a little bit earlier than it should be, which makes it a challenge in a way. And when the video is all said and done, I have to go in and speed up the video so that way the race time meets with the proper time. I know it's tough work, but it is what it is, and I gotta work with what it is. Well, anyway, folks, that was my debut race of F1 2016. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please click the like button, share the video with your friends, spread the word about it if you'd like. And if you have a custom race request for F1 2016, all you have to do is leave a comment with the racer's name, the track, time of day, race length, and weather. I'll have a video of all options up here soon if that helps you out. And on the next custom race of F1 2016, we'll see Jolyon Palmer of the Renault team race the Circuit of the Americas in 3 laps in light rain at sunset. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, keep that lead foot of yours safe. See y'all soon.